Hello everyone, welcome back to the session of English. In this session, we are going to continue with our topic reading comprehension. This is part 6. Till part 5, we have already done in our earlier sessions in which we discussed some passages and questions based on them. Now we have an idea about how to solve reading comprehension. So in this session, we are going to practice some more. So let's begin the session. In this session, we are going to begin with passage number 18. So first, let's start reading the beginning of the passage so that we may have an idea of what the passage is about. And then we'll go to the questions and try to solve them according to the passage. So let's begin the passage. Street theatre in India is a well-established ancient art form. Ancient refers to olden times. Despite the proliferation of modern means of entertainment and communication, street theatre continues to flourish in India. Now, proliferation refers to the development or the production of modern means of entertainment and communication. Despite shows the contradiction. Now, let us continue reading this. Street theatre as a channel of communication has for centuries been propagating reforms by highlighting social, economic, and political issues present in the society. Well, now we have an idea that the passage is somewhere about street theatre. So let's go to the questions and try to solve the questions. So the question number 1 is modern means of entertainment and communication dash street theatre. Now, here we have some options. Does affect, does not affect, helps popularize, helps establish. So here we have some keywords. One is modern means of entertainment and communication. So we have been talked about the modern means of entertainment and communication. And what we are talking about is street theatre. So here we have some options that is affect, that is affect or not affect. Popularize or establish. So what is the impact? What does this modern means of entertainment and communication do with the street theatre? So let's get back to the passage and try to infer the answer of this question. So the passage begins with the line, street theatre in India is well-established ancient form despite the proliferation of modern means of entertainment and communication. Now, whenever we get back to the passage, don't read the entire passage. Just try to see the words or just try to look for the words which you have seen in the questions, that are the keywords, that you have marked the keywords. Now, if we find these words, we just go through the around part of that particular word so that we can have our answer over there. So here it is written, despite the proliferation. It means despite, notwithstanding the proliferation or the development of modern means of entertainment and communication. Now, because it is well established and it continued to flourish. It means it is still in a developing position. That means the proliferation of modern means of entertainment and communication, it does not affect street theatre at all. Now let us get back to the question and let us read the options. Does affect, does not affect, does not affect. So as we have read in the passage itself, we can infer from those lines that B is the correct answer. That is, modern means of entertainment and communication, they do not impact street theatre at all. So our answer is B. Of course. So B is absolutely correct answer. That is, modern means of entertainment and communication does not affect street theatre. It continued to flourish in India. So our answer is B. Now let us move to the next question. In the olden days, street theatre dashed to villages or small localities of the city. Now here we have some words, keywords, that is olden days. And we are talking about street theatre to villages or small localities of the city. So let us get back to the passage and try to see these words, whether it is given in the passage or not, and where are these words given. So let's get back to the passage. If we see the first paragraph, here it is written in the last line, unlike in the olden days. So here olden days is written. It means somewhere here only we will get the answer. So let's read this line carefully. Olden days, its performance is no longer restricted. Now these are the keywords again, no longer restricted. What? unlike in olden times. Unlike in olden times means that something which is happening right now was not same as that of in olden days. It means olden days it was different, but today it is different. Now is no longer restricted. It means now it is not restricted. It means it in the olden times it was restricted. So there is a contradiction between that time and this time. So let's get back to the options. It is written was restricted, was not restricted, was open, was entertained with issues of public. Now we are talking about a street theater and its concept in olden days. So obviously it was restricted in olden days, but it is now no longer restricted. It means it is not restricted now at all. Our answer is A, that is was restricted. Now let's move to the next one. Street theater usually dash with issues of public importance. So it is written street theater usually. Now usually refers to the frequency or something that happens regularly after some time or at particular intervals. So it usually happens at particular intervals with issues of public importance. Now here we have two hints. One is about tenses. Now whenever we use such words like usually, always, or somewhere which occurs at repeated times or which occurs repeatedly or which occurs at particular intervals, we used to write those actions in present indefinite tense or simple present tense. Now here usually word refers to something which happens on particular intervals. Now let us get back to the passage to see these words, that is a street theater usually with issues of public importance. Now let us get back to the passage and try to read this in this passage. Now what you have to do, you just need not read the entire passage. You just go through the passage like you do in the menu card in restaurant. So just let's go through the passage where these words are written. So it is written in this part, particular issue of public importance. So let us read this line carefully. Today, small groups of performers, including students, would stage performances to mobilize public opinion or to help create or raise awareness over a particular issue of public importance. Themes on substance abuse, AIDS awareness, and domestic violence are some of the areas highlighted by contemporary street theatre troupe. Now, let us get back to the passage and try to see that what has been asked about. Now, street theatre usually dash with issues of public importance. So obviously here we are trying to show a particular issue on public importance. It means it usually deals with. So the correct answer should be deals, that it is somewhere about public issues or issues of public importance. So our answer which can be inferred from the passage is C, of course. So C is absolutely correct answer. This is inference based question. This is not directly given in the passage, but you can infer the answer of this question easily from the passage. Now let us move to the next question. Next question is, street theatre is dash to a stage. Now what is it to a stage? Street theatre is dash to stage. So nothing to stage, costly to stage, reasonable or affordable, impact on audiences. Now let's see these words in the passage. Let's get back to the passage again. So here it is written somewhere like by being local and they are able to establish not only direct contact with the audience, but they are being cost effective and flexible. They are popular among all age groups. So if we see this line, and here it is written, a quick psychological impact on audiences. Its appeal is to the emotions leading to quick psychological impact on audiences. The human body becomes the main tool in which choreography, mime, dialogues, songs and slogans are extensively used. It's one of the most intimate media. And here we can see that by being cost effective and flexible, they are popular among all age groups. Now let us see the options. It is nothing, it is costly, it is reasonable. Of course, it is written cost effective. It means it is affordable impact on audiences. So D will be the correct answer. From that we can infer this answer. So our answer is D, as we can see that these words are written in the passage directly. Now let us move to the next one. Street theater creates an or a dash impact on audiences. Now what kind of impact? Now we just have read this line, that is emotions leading to quick psychological impact on audiences. Now psychological is word. Let us try to see if the synonym, if the same meaning word of this word is given in the options or not. Now let us get back. Intimate, emotional, mystical, physical. Psychological refers to emotional. So our answer is B. Though the direct word is not given, but the synonym of that particular word is given in these options. So this will be the correct answer. So our answer will be B. So these were 5 questions of this passage, in which we saw that question number 1 has answer, that is does not affect. Second answer of second question is was restricted. Third one is deals. Fourth one is affordable impact on audiences, and fifth one is emotional impact. So I hope your answers matched with mine and your answers are also correct. So now let's move to the next passage. I hope you understood this passage very easily or very well. Now let's move to the next passage. Now this is passage number 19. So let's start reading this passage and get an idea what the passage is about. Chameleons can make their skin color change, but not because they decide to. They change color to help the chameleon avoid its enemies. It is a form of camouflage, a disguise that lets it blend in with surroundings. Now here we are talking about chameleon and its art to change its color with the surroundings. And here it is given that why he changes its colors or why it changes its colors. So let's get back to the questions. So in this passage, chameleons have been talked about and their art of changing color with the surroundings. So it is talked about that they change their color with the help of surroundings. The reason also is given over here. So let's go to the questions and try to solve the questions based on this passage. So the questions are: question number 1, chameleons change color when they are. Now, when they change their color. When do they change their color? Let's get back to the passage and try to solve this question according to the context of the passage which is given to us. Now let us just go through the passage and see and look for the words. Now if we see the question again, chameleons change color when they are. Now what? Let us see the options, and with options we will get an idea whether these options are given in the passage or not. That is angry, excited or happy, afraid, angry or hungry. So we have to see these 3 words, which pair is correct. Now let us get back to the passage and try to find out these 3 words if they are written in the passage or not. Yes, of course, you can see in the last line, that is excited, angry or afraid. The color also changes when chameleons are excited, angry or afraid. So we have 3 words: angry, excited or afraid. So let's see these 3 words whether they are given in the options or not. Yes, of course they are given. That is, in the first one we have been given angry, excited or happy, but angry and excited, 2 words are correct but not happy. Afraid, angry or hungry, again hungry isn't correct. Afraid, excited or angry, yes, this is the requirement. So our answer is C, which is absolutely correct. So our answer is C, of course. Now let us move to the last option, excited, angry or hungry. Again, hungry is incorrect. Now let us move to the next question. Question number 2 is, half of the words chameleons are found. So we have been talked about the chameleons. Where are these chameleons found? Now let us get back to the passage again. Here it is written. If we see the passage carefully, let us just go through the passage. It is written in the 3rd line of the 2nd paragraph. Almost half of them are found on the African island of Madagascar. So this is again directly given in the passage. Now let's get back to the questions and the options. On the African island of Madagascar, on the Asian island, of course it is written on the African island. So our answer is A, which is absolutely correct, and it is directly given in the passage. So our answer is A, which is absolutely correct. We are just confirmed because this option is directly given in the passage. Now let us move to the next question. The next question is, the color changing ability of a chameleon is a form of camouflage, which is a. Now, camouflage is somewhere a situation in which an animal changes its colors according to the surroundings. According to the surroundings. So, the color changing ability of a chameleon is a form of camouflage, which is a. Now, let us see the options. Dance done by chameleons, color that fades, disease which if affects chameleons, disguise that lets it blend in with its surroundings. So let us see these two words, camouflage and blend. So it is written in third line in the beginning passage. It is a form of camouflage, a disguise that lets it blend in with its surroundings. So it is directly given in the passage. So our answer will be D, of course, because it is directly given in the passage, in the first paragraph of the passage. So our answer is D. Again, we are confirmed with our answer because it is directly given in the passage. Now let's move to the next question. A chameleon's color changes to help it. Now, in which it does help the chameleon. Now let's get back to the passage. They change color to help the chameleon avoid its enemies. So it helps it in avoiding enemies. So it is also directly given in the passage. So not much efforts are needed. Just try to read the passage and get the answers. So a chameleon's color changes to help it in avoid its enemies. So it is option number A. So our answer is A because it is given directly in the passage. Now let's move to the next question. The change color is determined by. Now, who determines the change color? Now, let us see the passage where it is written. So, Asian Europe, chameleons live in trees, catch birds, and let us see. Yes, it is written. The change is actually determined by environmental factors such as light and temperature. Now, let us get back to the question again and let's see the options. Pressure and temperature, light and temperature, light and wind, and light and pressure. Obviously, it is again given directly in the passage. So our answer is B, which is directly given in the passage. Now, this passage is very, very easy because we can get the answers directly. So we need not do many efforts. So we are just going through the passage and getting the answers directly. So these types of passages are very, very simple and easy. Now let's move to the next passage. That is passage number 20. Now start reading the passage so that we may have an idea that what the passage is about. So let's try to read this. Flattery means praising insincerely in order to please. Every flatterer says words in which he himself does not believe. While flattering, he is insincere to the man he is praising and to himself. In doing so, he does not mind if he corrupts the minds of those whom he flatters. So by reading this para, we just have an idea that we are talking about flatterers and flattery. So let's go to the questions and try to solve those questions. So let's see the question number 1. How does flattery deceive us? Deceive means cheat us. So let us see this word deceive in our passage and the word flattery. So let us get back to the passage and try to see if the word deceive is given in the passage or not. So we have already read this passage. We have already read this para of the passage and we did not find this word. Now let us check it in the other paragraphs. So in second paragraph, I cannot see the word again. In the next para, a man fails to live paradise, weapon will deceive. Okay, yet it is also not written. So in this part also we cannot see such word. Now let us move further. Now here it is written, flattery deceives us by giving us false notions about ourselves. So this is the line which we were looking for. So now let's get back to the questions again and see the options again. So here the question number 1, that is how does flattery deceive us? So we have already saw this word in the line that it gives us false ideas about ourselves. So this is the correct option. This is the requirement. So our answer is D, of course, in which it is given that it gives us false ideas about ourselves. So this is the correct answer of question number 1. So let's move to the next question, that is thrives in the passage means. Now this thrives or thrives, let us see where it is given in the options. So let us look for this word only. As you can see in this passage only, it thrives on corruption and leads to human bankruptcy. It is thus the greatest of disease which can plague humanity. Now thrives. This word is given here. Now let us see the options and then we'll try to infer the meaning of this particular word. Now if we know the meaning of this word, that is very, very simple and very, very easy for all of us to mark this answer. But if we do not know the meaning of this particular word, just try to analyze the meaning of this particular word from the passage or with the idea of the context of the passage. So prospers, collects, provides, fills. Now let us get back to the passage again. It thrives on corruption and leads to human bankruptcy. It means it prospers in corruption. So our answer should be A. So the meaning of this thrives will be A, that it conquers the mind. It conquers on corruption and leads to human bankruptcy. So it just go to the limits, to the upper limits of corruption. So thrives means prospers. Now let us move to the next one. Flattery can stain the. Now we have to look for this word stain in the passage. Now let's get back to the passage again and try to see if this word is given in the passage or not. Yes, of course it is given in second para of the passage. That is, flattery is immoral because it stains the human conscience. So this is directly given in the passage. Now let's get back to the options. So in options it is written mind, human conscience, heart, emotion. Of course, we have just read this. Human conscience is the correct answer. So our answer is B, which is directly given in the passage. That is, flattery can stain the human conscience. Now let's move to the next question. That is question number 4. Flattery means. Now what is the meaning of flattery? Now let us just try to read the options and try to search these options in the passage. Insincere praise in order to please, being antisocial, claiming what is not ours, being immoral. So let us see this in the passage. It is given in the very first line of the passage, that is, flattery means praising insincerely in order to please. Now, we have already read this in our options as well. So, of course, this will be the correct answer. So, here it is written insincere praise in order to please. So this is the correct answer. So our answer is A, of course, because this is directly given in the passage. Now with the help of only keywords, we can just go to the passage and try to look for those words in the passage and we'll directly get the answer what is the required. Now let us move to the next question. That is question number 5. How does the weapon of flattery work? Now let's get back to the passage and see the keyword weapon of flattery. So let us look for this word where it is given in the passage. So let us just go through this passage first, whether it is written here or not. That is weapon of flattery. So here we cannot see this word. Now let us see here. Yes, flattery is the ready weapon of the opportunist. This weapon easily conquers the weak-willed man. It means man whose will is very weak. Now let us get back to the options. In options it is written, it conquers the man with a weak will. A man feels sad. It conquers the man with a strong will. A man does not like it. Obviously it is given in option number A. That is, answer is A. So our A is the correct answer. That is, it conquers the man with a weak will. So answers of the questions of this passage are, it gives us false ideas about ourselves. The answer of the second question is prospers. Third is human conscience. Fourth is insincere praise in order to please. And the last one is, it conquers the man with a weak will. I hope your answers matched with mine. Now let us move to the next one. This is passage number 21. Now we are going to solve this passage. Let's start reading the passage. The destructive process of mountaintop removal mining, that is MTR, has caused permanent damage to Appalachia. It is Appalachia. Although the law requires that mining companies restore the mountain tops after the mining has been completed, the 1.5 million acres of mountains that have already been removed cannot be regrown. Now let us try to solve the questions with the help of the passage. The word opposite in the meaning to vigilant. Now we know well that vigilant means watchful, careful. So the opposite of it will be careless. It should be careless. Now let us just get back to the passage and see where this word is written in the passage. So it is written in here. The passage is beginning. Here we cannot see this word. Now let us see it in this para where it is written. Okay, so can you see this word? Okay, yes, it is given in the first line, that is usually vigilant about securing the rock formations. They seem less interested in restoring. So vigilant means careful. So the opposite of it will be careless. So our answer is C, that is careless. Careless is absolutely correct answer. Now sometimes it happens that we don't know the meaning of that particular word and we don't know the antonym of that particular word. So we should see this word in the passage and try to analyze the meaning of that particular word with the context of the passage. Now let us move to the next question. MTR operations cause environmental hazards because. So it is directly given in the passage. Let's get back to the passage again. It is written, MTR operations clear enormous tracts of forest. Environmental hazards are not only created in preparing a mountaintop for mining, they also continue once the coal has been extracted. After the blast, the excess mountaintop, which miners refer to as overburden, is usually dumped into nearby valleys or streams. So let's get back to the options. Mountain tops dumped in valleys and streams contain toxic substance. It destroys natural vegetation. It causes explosion. It causes landslides. So here it is given, that is valleys or streams. The overburden contains a variety of toxic substances, including explosive residues, silica, and coal dust. So it is directly given in the passage. Therefore, our answer will be A, that is mountain tops dumped in valleys. So our answer is A. This is very, very simple and directly given in the passage. Now let's move to the next question. In the Appalachian region, MTR has caused. So this is Appalachian region, MTR has caused. What did it cause? Now let's get back to the passage and look for this. Caused permanent damage to Appalachia. Now permanent damage refers to a lot of damage. Now let us get back to the options. Here it is written, floods, widespread damage, landslides, permanent beautification. No, not beautification, it is damage. So our answer should be B. So our answer is B, which is absolutely correct, and it is somewhere directly given in the passage but in the form of another name. Now let's move to the next one. After the MTR operation, the mining companies. Now what did they do? Now what does they do? The mining companies. Now let's get back to the passage again. After the blast, the excess mountaintop, which miner referred to as overburden, is usually dumped into nearby. Okay. If it is written, let us see the word company. If it is written in the word in this passage or not. Yes, of course, it is written over here. The companies do secure the rock formations to prevent erosion and landslides, but their efforts cannot recreate the once beautiful mountain landscape. So this is what the companies do. Now let us get back to the options. In options it is written, replace the mountain tops, beautify the mountains, restore native vegetation, secure rock formations to prevent erosion. Obviously, D is the correct answer. It is directly given in the passage. So our answer is D, of course. Now let us move to the next one. The term overburden means. Now again, this word we have read many times in the passage. Let's get back to the passage. The overburden. Now what is overburden? After the blast, the excess mountain top, which miners refer to as overburden. So it is extra mountain top. So let's back to the options again and try to Find out the answer. Excess mountain top left after the extraction of gold through the blast, weeds planted by mining companies, remnants of natural forest, debris from landslides. Obviously, it is A, that is excess mountain top. So our answer is A, which is again directly given in the passage. So this was the last question of this passage. So let us see answers again of this passage. So here we have question number 1, whose answer is careless, that is opposite of vigilant. Then we have question number 2, whose answer is A, that is mountain tops dumped in valleys and streams contain toxic substance. In the third one, it is widespread damage. For the fourth one, it will be secure rock formations to prevent erosion. And for the last one, it will be excess mountain top left off after the extraction of coal through the blast. So these were the answers of this passage. I hope your answers matched with mine. Now we are going to do the last passage of today's session. That is passage number 22. He was a vendor of sweets. He had his own peculiar method of advertising and doing business. He never depended upon others for help and worked hard alone. I speak of Murli. It means here, this Murli refers to he, or he refers to Murli. So we are talking about Murli over here. Murli is the name of a boy. So he refers to Murli. And he and Murli are same. Now let's begin the questions. Who was Murli? Now let's get back to the passage. He was a vendor of sweets. So now let's get back to the options. A businessman, a vendor of sweets, a job seeker, a student. It is directly given in the passage. So our answer is B. This is very, very simple somewhere because sometimes passages come which are very, very simple and easy, and we can get the answers directly, and they are not time taking at all. You can solve them easily within seconds or within a minute. Now let us get to the next question. Who were his customers? Now let's get back to the passage and try to see this word, that is customers. Now it is given directly again. His customers were children, the future citizens of the world. So this is directly given in the passage in the paragraph, first paragraph. Now let's get back to the options. The children, the adults, the office goers, the housewives. Obviously it is the children, that is the future citizens of India. So our answer is A, of course. It is directly given in the passage. Now let's move to the next question. What time would he go to the school? Now let's get back to the passage again to see answer of this question. At the stroke of 9 in the morning, Murli would stand in the front of the school with his tray of sweets. So what was the time? At 9 o'clock. 9 in the morning. Now let us see if it is given in the options. 10, 8, 3, 9. Of course, it is D, that is 9. Would go to the school at 9 in the morning. So our answer is D, which is again given in the passage directly. Now let's move to the next question. That is question number 4. Complete the sentence. Till about 11, the sale would be dash. Now let us see this this sentence, whether it is directly given in the passage or not. Till about 11. So let us see if this line is given. Yes, of course it is given. Till about 11, the sale would be brisk. Now let's get back to the options. It is written high, words brisk, low. Obviously it is brisk. It means at the end. So our answer is C, of course. So this is the correct answer. Now let's move to the next one. When did the depression come in his business? So let's get back to the passage again to see the answer of this question. So after that, he moved off to other places. Even when the sweets became sticky in the heat, his business never slackened. There was depression. Now here it is written depression in his business when the holidays came. So it is again directly given in the passage. Now let's get back to the options. After the holidays, when the holidays came, he was found cheating. None of these. Obviously it is B, that is when the holidays came. So this passage was very, very easy. Our answer is B. All the answers of the questions are directly given in the passage. So these types of passages are very, very easy to do, and anyone can do such type of passages. So I hope your answers matched with mine in all the passages, and you really enjoyed this session a lot. And you really understood all the concepts of reading comprehension. Thank you very much.